Hello, and welcome back to Awful Movie Reviews.
Look, I think we better get out of here.
Sequels. Brian Usna, the man who directed Reanimator, a terrific horror comedy by the way, he also served as director for the third installment of the Return of the Living Dead franchise. Yep, I automatically skipped the second movie and I went straight for the third one. Now, Return of the Living Dead has a cult following. A lot of zombie aficionados really seem to love this movie, and that's alright. I totally respect that.
I will not have you defying me on this. Now, do you understand me?
But with all honesty, coming from the bottom of my heart, this movie was bad.
Oh, is that right?
Maybe because it fails to live up to the first Return of the Living Dead, which is really one of the best and most famous zombie movies ever made in history. I think we can all agree on that. But even if it was a standalone film, it's pretty lackluster. I don't think this movie would get this much attention if it wasn't a sequel to Return of the Living Dead. But just before we get going, you guys know the drill. If there's a bad movie you would like me to review, just leave me a comment down below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and please let me know your thoughts and feelings on Return of the Living Dead Part 3.
This is your last warning!
Now, this is obviously one of the best bad movies on the channel. I've seen a lot worse. This is like Citizen Kane or Fight Club compared to the vast majority of the other crap I've reviewed over the years. It's not complete trash, some parts are okay, but some parts come close to being trash. It's really not good either.
Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me?
The story takes place in a secret military base where the army is hoping to use zombies as biological weapons. The dead are exposed to a special gas which brings them back to life and hungry for brains. They really have a whole system set up too, because some sort of stun gun is used on the living dead to neutralize them. It shoots something into their skulls and then freezes their body. There's really nothing quite like a job well done.
We did the only thing we could.
This kid named Kurt, the son of one of the colonels, just casually brings his girlfriend into the secret military base to see what's going on. One night during a motorcycle ride, Kurt and Julie have a horrible accident and Julie dies because she was acting like a complete idiot and wanted to grab his dick while he was riding the bike. So Kurt gets the bright idea to revive Julie using that exact same gas used to bring the corpses back to life. And it works. Well, sort of. Maybe not so much.
What was I thinking? Look at you, you're disgusting!
Julie turns into a big whiny complainer that never shuts up. Oh yeah, and she casually feels the need to bite people and eat them.
All I want is for things to be the way they used to be. I like you the way you were before.
This kid doesn't seem to understand that we're way past that point. And what's with this whole Romeo and Juliet nonsense? I think that this bad melodramatic romance mixed in with the zombies was an awful idea. It's just annoying and really cringe to see these two sobbing over and over for something that could have very well been avoided if these people had a little more brains. We can all agree that there's a change in tone here. While the first movie was a horror comedy, this sequel tries to pass itself off as a straight-up horror film. And yet, I just can't help but feel that the first Return of the Living Dead is actually more serious than this one.
Whatever it is, it sure ain't good.
Most of the acting is pretty cheesy and rather weak. None of the characters are really memorable in any way, and in my opinion, it looks more B-movie-ish than the previous films. The cinematography, the way this flick was shot, doesn't seem to have any flair to it. It reminds me of something that would be released on DVD or on television. I will give credit to the overall very good and very impressive special effects. I'd say that the zombie makeup really is the highlight of this sequel.
Maybe something good will finally come.
This and the fact that there's a lot more blood than before. In fact, director Usna actually had to cut out between 50 to 60 moments out of this entire film in order to just get an R rating, and yet I still think it's quite gory.
This is really warped.
But gore isn't everything. It's my understanding that this project splatters blood all over the place to make up for its lack of genuine thrills and entertainment. So yeah, to be honest, I wasn't very impressed with this. I found it dull, uneven, sometimes downright boring. The characters are paper thin, and I think for most people, this is pretty forgettable. You'd think they would stop there, but oh no! There were two even more awful sequels that were both released the same year, in 2005. Why? Just why? These people don't know when to stop. What an awful movie.